Have you ever woken up with a dull ache in your back and thought, oh no, is something wrong with my kidneys? You're not alone. Millions of Americans feel that same fear every single day, that silent panic that maybe their kidneys are failing without warning. And here's the terrifying truth: by the time most people do feel pain, their kidney health is already in serious danger. Yet what's even more shocking is that in most cases, that pain you're feeling isn't coming from your kidneys at all. This misunderstanding sends thousands of people rushing to the ER each year, terrified they have kidney disease, when in reality, something completely different is going on inside their body. But a small number of cases do hide a dangerous kidney problem that can turn deadly if ignored. The real question is, how do you tell the difference before it's too late? I'm Dr. Johnny, a nephrologist who spent over 20 years helping patients protect and heal their kidneys naturally. And today, I'll help you separate truth from fear. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when back pain is harmless and when it's a red flag screaming for urgent attention. Because understanding this one difference could literally save your kidneys, and maybe even your life. Most people hear the words kidney disease and instantly picture pain, sharp stabbing pain somewhere in their back. It's an instinctive fear, and I get it. I've seen hundreds of patients walk into my clinic, their faces tight with worry, pointing to their lower spine and whispering, "Doctor, I think my kidneys are failing." One of them, a 64-year-old man named Robert, told me he could barely sleep for weeks because every small ache in his back felt like a countdown to dialysis. But when we ran the tests, his kidneys were perfectly fine. What he had was a pulled muscle from lifting groceries. That's the first truth you need to know: most back pain has nothing to do with your kidneys. In fact, research from the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke shows that nearly 80% of adults experience back pain at some point in their lives, and almost all of it comes from muscles, joints, or nerves, not the kidneys themselves. Kidney pain is higher up under your ribs, deep inside your body. Regular back pain sits lower, often right above your hips. They feel completely different once you know what to look for. Imagine this: your kidneys are tucked safely beneath your rib cage, about the size of your fists. Every time you breathe, they move slightly with your diaphragm. They're protected, silent, and unless something goes very wrong, almost invisible to your senses. That's why confusing everyday back strain with kidney pain can lead to unnecessary fear panic searches on Google, and sometimes even expensive hospital visits that weren't needed in the first place. So here's what I tell my patients: if the pain changes when you twist, bend, or stretch, it's probably your muscles. If it stays deep, constant, and one-sided, then it might deserve a closer look. Learning this small distinction can spare you months of anxiety, sleepless nights, and false alarms. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another hidden factor, far more dangerous, that often fools even doctors into missing early kidney problems. And you need to hear it next. Now let's talk about something that shocks most people the moment they hear it. Chronic kidney disease, or CKD, usually causes no pain at all. None. It's one of the cruelest tricks your body can play, because while your kidneys are slowly losing their ability to filter toxins, they stay completely silent. No alarms, no stabbing sensations, no signals to tell you something's wrong. I remember a woman named Margaret, 58 years old, who came to me after a routine blood test showed her kidney function had dropped to just 40%. She stared at me in disbelief and said, "But doctor, I feel fine. I don't have any pain." And that's exactly the problem. CKD is often called the quiet thief because by the time symptoms appear, damage may already be irreversible. Here's what science says according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Over 37 million Americans have some form of kidney disease, and about 90% don't even know it. Why? Because it doesn't hurt. Your kidneys can lose up to 80% of their filtering power before you feel anything unusual. That's why early screening and routine blood tests for creatinine and GFR are so critical. They're not just numbers, they're the earliest warning signs your kidneys can whisper before it's too late. So the truth is, pain is not a reliable signal of kidney health. In fact, the absence of pain might lull people into a dangerous sense of security, believing everything's fine, while silent damage continues beneath the surface. And here's the twist: sometimes when you do feel pain in your back, it's not from the kidneys failing slowly, but from something far more sudden and severe. Because there are a few rare yet alarming conditions where the kidneys themselves cry out, And when they do, you can't ignore it. But just knowing this still isn't enough because the next few causes of true kidney pain are so intense, so unmistakable, that once you've heard them, you'll never confuse them again. When kidney pain finally does show up, it's never subtle. It's not that mild soreness after a long day, it's a sharp, relentless pain that can stop you in your tracks. I've had patients describe it as a knife twisting from the inside waves of agony that come and go, or a pain so deep it makes you nauseous. And when someone uses those words, I know we're no longer talking about back strain. We're talking about one of three serious kidney problems. The first and most common culprit is kidney stones. Imagine tiny crystals forming inside your kidneys, growing silently until one day they block the urine flow. That's when the storm hits. The pain can radiate from your side to your groin, and it's often described as one of the worst pains a human can experience. According to the National Kidney Foundation, over 500,000 Americans visit emergency rooms each year because of kidney stones. Dehydration, excess salt, and too much animal protein are often to blame. But the good news is, lifestyle changes can drastically reduce your risk. Next, there's polycystic kidney disease, a genetic condition where clusters of fluid-filled sacs called cysts form and grow inside your kidneys. Most people don't even realize they have it until those cysts start bleeding, rupturing, or pressing against nearby tissues. When that happens, the pain is deep, dull, and persistent. And it's not just painful over time. Those cysts can crowd out healthy kidney tissue, leading to progressive kidney failure if untreated. Finally, one of the most dangerous yet overlooked causes kidney infections, also known as pyelonephritis. This usually starts as a simple bladder infection that climbs upward. Patients often describe a burning sensation while urinating, fever, chills, and a deep ache in one or both sides of the back. Left untreated, the infection can spread into the bloodstream, a life-threatening condition known as sepsis. That's why if you ever feel flank pain along with fever or nausea, it's not something to wait and see. It's an emergency that demands immediate medical care. Each of these conditions sends a very specific kind of pain signal. Sharp, deep, unrelenting, your body's way of screaming for help. Knowing how to recognize them can make the difference between catching a problem early or facing serious kidney damage later on. But even with all this knowledge, one danger still remains, and it's the one most people never suspect. Because sometimes the most serious threat to your kidneys doesn't come from pain at all, but from the quiet habits that slowly destroy them without you even noticing. Here's the scary part. The most dangerous kidney damage doesn't come with pain at all. It comes quietly disguised as everyday habits that feel harmless. You might be doing them right now without even realizing how much strain they're putting on your kidneys. Let me tell you about Thomas, a retired bus driver who came to me feeling perfectly fine. No back pain, no fatigue, nothing out of the ordinary. But his lab results told a different story. His creatinine levels were rising, and his GFR, the number that measures how well your kidneys filter blood, had dropped far below normal. The culprit, years of hidden habits, skipping water throughout the day, taking painkillers like ibuprofen for joint aches, and eating processed foods loaded with sodium. None of it hurt until the damage had already been done. And that's how kidney disease sneaks in. You won't feel it when you're dehydrated. You won't feel it when your blood pressure creeps up from too much salt or when your blood sugar quietly climbs from nightly desserts. But behind the scenes, those tiny filters inside your kidneys, the nephrons are slowly scarring, shrinking, and losing their ability to clean your blood. According to the National Kidney Foundation, even moderate dehydration or long-term use of certain pain medications can double your risk of chronic kidney decline. That's why prevention isn't just about avoiding pain. It's about understanding how these small, invisible choices stack up. Drinking enough water, reducing sodium by at least 1,000 milligrams a day, managing blood pressure, and staying active. These aren't just healthy habits. They're shields that keep your kidneys working silently the way they're meant to. But here's something few people realize. Even if you fix all these habits, there's one final element that decides how long your kidneys will truly last. It's not medication, and it's not diet. It's something deeper, something that connects your body and mind in ways science is only beginning to understand. You can drink all the right fluids, eat clean, and take your medication perfectly. But if you're constantly stressed, sleep deprived, or mentally drained, your kidneys still pay the price. Most people don't realize this, but your emotional state directly influences how your kidneys function. When your brain is under chronic stress, your adrenal glands pump out hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and those hormones raise blood pressure, constrict blood vessels, and force your kidneys to work overtime. I once treated a 52-year-old nurse named Linda who had been living in survival mode for years. She drank plenty of water, avoided salty snacks, but slept only 4 hours a night. Her job was demanding. Her stress levels were through the roof, and despite a perfect diet, her kidney function kept declining. When she finally took time off to rest, meditate, and reset her sleep schedule, her blood pressure dropped by 15 points, and her kidney readings began to stabilize. It wasn't magic. It was biology finally catching a break. Science supports this too. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have a 19% higher risk of chronic kidney disease. And those under chronic stress, their risk doubles due to hormonal imbalance and constant blood pressure spikes. That's why rest isn't laziness, it's medicine. A calm nervous system allows your kidneys to filter, efficiently repair microscopic damage, and maintain the delicate balance of electrolytes that keep you alive. So here's your real prescription: protect your peace like you protect your health. Get at least 7 hours of sleep. Take short walks to reset your mind. Breathe deeply when life feels heavy. And remember, your kidneys don't just filter toxins. They also reflect how well you handle the toxic weight of stress. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because at the end of the day, information only changes lives when it becomes action. And the final message I'm about to share, the one I give every patient before they leave my office, might just redefine how you see your own health from this moment on. So let's pause for a moment and breathe this in together. We've traveled through a lot today, from the fear of back pain that keeps so many of us awake at night, to the quiet, invisible ways our kidneys fight for us every single second. You've learned that most back pain doesn't come from failing kidneys at all. It's often the muscles, the joints, or the heavy weight of everyday life pressing against your lower spine. Yet the few times when kidney pain is real, it's sharp, deep, unforgettable, and your body will let you know something serious is happening. But the real danger, the one that hides in plain sight, is silence. Chronic kidney disease doesn't usually hurt. That's what makes it so dangerous. Your kidneys could be losing their strength little by little while you feel perfectly fine going about your day thinking everything is okay. That's why regular checkups, simple blood tests, and small daily habits matter more than any miracle supplement ever could. Your kidneys are about the size of your fist, small enough to hold yet powerful enough to filter more than 50 gallons of blood every single day. They clean up what your heart pumps, balance every mineral, and quietly remove the waste that keeps your body alive. They never complain. They don't take days off. They just work until something stops them. And when they finally speak up, it's usually because they're already struggling. I've seen this story far too many times in my clinic. Strong, hardworking people, men and women who gave their best to their families, come in thinking they're perfectly healthy. And then one unexpected test result changes everything. Their creatinine is high. Their GFR has dropped. Suddenly, they're forced to face the reality that health can't wait. You can't postpone it until retirement or when life slows down. Because the truth is, our organs don't wait for the perfect time to fail. They respond to how we treat them right now. But here's the hope: it's never too late to start caring differently. Every glass of water you drink, every time you choose a walk, instead of the couch every night, you actually sleep 7 hours instead of scrolling for 2. It's a quiet gift you give your kidneys. And the results build up just like the damage once did, only now in your favor. So before you close this video, promise yourself one small thing: pay attention. The next time your back hurts, don't panic. Pause. Ask your body what it's trying to tell you. Are you dehydrated, overworked, stressed? Or does something feel off deep inside near your ribs? Learn the language of your body and you'll never need to fear it. And remember, you're not alone in this. There are millions of people just like you, wondering, searching, trying to make sense of what their body is saying. That's why this channel exists, to give you truth, clarity, and hope. I don't just want you to watch and move on. I want you to believe that taking control of your health is still possible at any age. If this message resonated with you, if something you heard today finally made sense, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps YouTube show this video to someone else who might be sitting in fear right now, convinced their back pain is the end of the world. And make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because every week I bring you real medical guidance, no gimmicks, no panic, just practical steps to protect your kidneys, your heart, and your strength as you age. I'd also love to hear from you. Share your story in the comments. Have you ever mistaken back pain for a kidney problem? What helped you understand the difference? Your words might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear tonight. And one last thing, save this video. Keep it somewhere you can find it again. Because one day when a friend or loved one tells you they've got back pain or worry about their kidneys, you'll have something real trustworthy and compassionate to share with them. I'm Dr. Johnny, and I want you to remember this. Your body is not your enemy. It's your partner. It's been protecting you, healing you, adapting for you your whole life. Give it a little care, a little patience, and it will give you years of energy and peace in return. Take care of your kidneys, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Because your best health story is still being